Today is going to be a big day because we need to start getting the roof on the cabin. Something else probably going to do this weekend. If you look behind me right here in this bush, that's Saskatoon berries. I want to pick a whole bunch of those, hopefully, and put them in the deep freeze because I want to make a bunch of jams this winter. Okay guys, a couple things that have to happen first. I ran out of this stuff and I put tar paper on there. We had a bit of a windstorm, rainstorm, it blew off, and then I put tarps up to cover it. We have some blue skin here. This roll it out, and then we're going to cut it in half before we do the roof. And then we're going to fold up the first layer of this, and we're going to put this down. It's like an ice and water shield. It's going to protect against the ice and snow buildup, freeze thaw, because everything will go up under the tin and freeze. I've seen this at my old place. The ridge cap. Okay, and if you know, everything is just galvanized. That was the cheapest possible. So here's all my flashings. Alright guys, what we're going to do first, we're going to put our flashings on, and then the blue skin on top of that, and then the metal. Okay, so what I've done, I've just gone along, I'm going to put another screw just at the seams, and another one here, and another one here. There's no point in getting too carried away because we have to put a starter strip here for the insulation and something to screw the tin down. So what we want to do is peel this one corner off a little bit here. This stuff is super sticky because it's warm out right now. So we can lose this pretty easy. See it's already sticking to itself? Man alive. Okay, hang on a second. Oh no, I've already lost some. Unbelievable. Again, that's not nice. To cut this off and start again. This under, and we're gonna line it up just a little bit past the edge. Okay. What I'm doing is pulling this paper back and sticking this down. Now we got it. So far, so good on this side. Okay guys, why I did this, these rolls here were a little bit short and I did it that way on purpose. So now what happens is when I put the flashing on the other side, the tin will come up, that'll bend over, and my flashing will come down. And that'll just protect it, just in case any water gets through the tin. It's just an extra precaution. I have the material, might as well do it. It's your roof. Take the extra steps if you have it. It's not gonna hurt. It's only gonna help. And once this is done, we're gonna run chalk lines where the beams are. Then we're gonna take these 2x2s, and then we're gonna screw these to the beams. And we're gonna fill in here with insulation, and then the tin gets screwed to this. I'm marking. So I took my square, I lined it up with this edge, and I just went to center. I marked it right here, and then I put my square on here, and I marked it on the paper. There is a bit of a problem with that, because as I mentioned before, the beams switch positions halfway through. So come on over here. The wall down there is where the beams switch. So I have it marked here, and I have it marked down there. So I'm going to grab a measuring tape. I'm going to measure from that corner to that mark, and then I'm going to go inside and double check that measurement to make sure. So because I don't want to be putting screws through my ceiling, I don't want to see holes in there, right? So this part is absolute crucial. So there's what I'm talking about, the layout of the beams. So on this side of this wall, the beams are lower, and on this side the beams are higher. We made some pretty quick work of that. We're basically ready for installation, but I think that's going to be it for today. Kind of tired. It's starting to mist a little bit. We're still watertight, so we're good. We'll get the rest done tomorrow. Okay, good morning guys. Today we're going to be installing the 1.5" rigid insulation for the roof. So we just need to make sure our lips are properly set. And go right to the edge here. There. You can adjust that a little bit later. Oops. And then we're going to be cutting these pieces in, and I'll show you a pretty cool trick with that. So you can see I've laid it down. These lips are up. And then what I'm going to do is this lip will be down, and then this lip will be up again. So if they were all full sheets, it can be pretty fast. But unfortunately, we have cutting to do. Okay, there we go. Really nice. Perfect. I use my skill saw to cut this, and it works pretty good. Insulation's on. So two things. We now have to put some low expanding foam in the cracks wherever I have bigger cracks, and then we tuck tape every seam. Uh-oh. Okay, well that didn't work. Now we have to use the big gap filler. Okay, how's this for timing? I just finished, and look what it's doing. I'm getting off here, it's getting pretty slippery. Just in time, we're sealed in. The flashing has arrived, and I picked it up yesterday. So, it's been a couple of weeks. We've had a crazy amount of rain. I've even had to tarp the roof. I've had the insulation half blow off. It's time to get this roof on, so let's get into it. Let's have a look at this other flashing I had made up. Quickly show you where this is gonna go. Okay guys, let's get this flashing up here and get the show on the road, because again, it's supposed to be sunny today and we got cloud moving in. Okay, so what we're gonna do, set this here. And, oops, right there. Okay guys, so what I did, opened up this. Now on this one here, you close this a little bit, and then you just kind of take this and you cut it on an angle. And these snips are garbage. So I cut it on an angle. These things are dull. Anyway, and then you squeeze this together and we slide it in the other side. So let's go over and I'll show you. Like that. Come on, baby. A little bit further. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So there we have it. Nice seam, nice and tight. Guys, let's get this blue skin going again. Oh yeah, nice and sealed, guys. This is what we're looking for. Just like this. Awesome. Another thing too, when I screw through this, when my screws through the roof, through the tin, go through this, when it spins, it picks up the rubber and it seals itself. So that's another great thing. So this isn't for water coming this way, although it is certainly going to help, and that's stuck pretty good. What this is for, once the tin is on, when you have freeze and thaw, the ice builds up here and it will come up here. And it's just how far. This is just an extra added layer of protection. You know, your roof is the most important part. Your roof leaks, well, you don't have much of a building, do you? So we have double whammy here twice. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go get the backside done. You ever hear the song, "She's not pretty, she just looks that way"? It doesn't apply either way on this. It's not pretty and it doesn't look that way either, but it is going to keep water out. Not sure what the gig is, but we're gonna find out together, guys. Oh man, that stuff's sharp. We don't want to be poking holes in the blue skin now, do we? So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another sheet up here. We're gonna put it this way, and then I'm gonna get the flashing, not put it on, but just check and make sure it's how it's supposed to sit. I'll put this, so if this is over too far, and then we're gonna have to trim all this stuff anyway. So this just fits down nice like this. Okay, so we know now we just need to keep this back just a touch from the face. Make this work. We can get it just by measuring. Perfect. You also got to be careful not to screw these too tight, because if you do, you break the seals. The seals are no good. Holy cow, you guys okay? You took a pretty hard fall. See, you should be roped off when you're on that roof. It's very slippery. Shame on you. Okay, let's go back up. We're about 95% done. One of the things I want to tell you is when you're using metal roofing and these kind of screws, one of the important things is to make sure you use the smallest screw possible first, because over time you are going to have to replace these. So from this head to the tip is 1 inch. So if I see over the years, you know, the ice and snow and whatever loosens the screw off, I can pull this one out and I'll get a bigger size, 1.25 inches, drive it down deeper. So keep that in mind if you're ever going to do a roof. Now we have to figure out how I'm going to do this. Still not sure, but let's get it done because we have a rainstorm. It's been circling us. I just want to get this done. I got a cool tool. Oh yeah! Okay guys, it's not the straightest, but that's okay because the flashing covers that. What I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna cut the other side. I'm gonna cut this. Yeah, so this would be the other side, and then I'm just gonna trace. This is still not gonna work. Oh my God. Ouch. And I just cut myself. Son of a gun. So this doesn't work either. Well, so much for that. Just enough to make that roof nice and slippery. I still have to get this figured out, so I might have to move the end sheet over one and then try to fill it in. Like, I don't get it. Confusing. The problem is I've already screwed some of the end sheet in, so I don't know. I gotta figure this out while it rains. What I'm doing now, I have to add a piece onto the side of this to make this work. These ribs can't change no matter what I do. I can't get this to work with the tin. I'm trying to, this rib up there is just too close to the edge. So to make it work and get my end flashing on, I have to add a piece. So I went over to my mill. I had some cedar sitting in there for about 2.5 years, 1-inch boards. So we're gonna screw it onto the side up there. I'll raise this up. The metal flashing is gonna sit on this and it'll get us far enough away from the rib where the flashing works. We'll screw it all down and call it a day. I've got it figured out. It's not 100%, but it's a heck of a lot better than what it was, and it's gonna work. Have a look. So this little piece is gonna get screwed into here, right along here. And I might put some silicone in here to hold this down. Then this is the flashing, and I'm also gonna stick this out past. So this is gonna come out past, and we're gonna bend it down, and we're gonna flash it properly and make it look nice. And all this stuff will be covered. And you can see this rib is just a serious pain in the you-know-what. So we had another shower. It's really wet up there, and I'm not going back up. I'll show you tomorrow morning what's going on. What I am gonna do later on tonight, I'm gonna go in and start working on the floors. You won't see that in this video. That'll be the next video, but those are coming along really nice. Coating them, and wow. So I want to start the other room tonight, and that'll be the next video. Guys, it is the next day, the next morning, and it is beautiful sunny out. So a couple things I want to show you what I did. I took my skill saw and I trimmed this on an angle so it would fit in here better. So what we're going to do now, we're going to clean this up. Then we're going to run a bead of caulking down here. We're just going to run a bead right down here because I'm concerned about this not sealing up under the flashing and water getting down. Just going to run my finger right along there, make a nice smooth path right here. And then I made like a little end dam. This way, see right here? I put a bunch of caulking right here. So this way, and then we'll smooth that out a little bit more. The water runs down here and it'll go over there, but it won't come back up and hit the wood. This is the lip that hits the roof. Okay guys, we got it on. It's drying fast, so we want to do this fairly quick. And we're going to extend it past the bottom. I'll show you. Okay, there we go. I extended it past because I'm going to cut it, fold it up and under, but I'm not doing that today like I said. And there you have it. I got a funny story for you. I just recorded me cutting these pieces. So I cut a 4-foot strip off of there, and then I cut it down to 2 pieces. And apparently the camera was facing the other way. So anyway, I'm gonna show you what I did. So right here, this piece is gonna fit right like that. And then you can see where I've cut it and I've bent it down, okay? And then over here, I just notched this little piece off. You see right there? Then this piece fits just like that. So there's the ridge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same process before, silicone it, I'm gonna screw it in. And remember, all up here is underneath the ridge cap. except for that you'll see this up and kind of connect the two, and then maybe just cut that back a little bit somehow. That's how I did this. I'm pretty happy with it actually. And I'm just gonna get over, get the other side done, and then I want to start the ridge cap. Then this roof is sealed. That side's done. I've got the one piece of the ridge cap down, and we're just about done with the roof. I've been taking this and just kind of squishing it down, flattening it out, and hitting my boards right here with the screws. The roof is on, everything is done. We're watertight, 100%. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.